Welcome back for the third match in today's stream. There are four set up for today, essentially. We've already had two. We're at the halfway mark. And let's just say, Jam, those first two series were pretty damn nuts. Everything turned out the way that it was expected on paper. The fifth and sixth seeds from the first season coming out on top, taking down the third and fourth seeds, making it on through to today. But now we're sort of at the even Stevens mark. Skill level should be pretty much straight down the line. If you haven't worked out already because you've just tuned on in, I'm Digital Bacon. Beside me is Jar Jam. And Jammy, dude, this game, what are your thoughts on it? We didn't get to see much of the Swiss Monsters, I will say, last week.
Well, it will be as much as a surprise as to how they play as it will be to you. And unfortunately, this is I think the only game today, Bacon, that has something personal to me. The Monks, as they were playing in the season, were my favorite team. Yes, they couldn't get up pretty high, but something about the anonymous Monks. We still don't know who Bad Monk, Sad Monk, and Death Monk are. Actually, do they even have the... They seemingly are missing one of the players, so it is Nikaman, Turbanana, and I'm assuming Juju. So is Parka? Yes, Parka is substituting. That's a name I haven't seen on that team. There was Sabo Muffins or Muffin Monk previously, so I think they brought in yet another substitute on the Monk side.
I've actually just asked in-game chat, who is this Parker lad?
Let's ask them at the source. Who on earth?
Parker is new on the Monk roster, we know, but bringing him in here, Jam, is either utter madness or sheer brilliance, because the new sub to the roster, we've seen, Sabo Muffins come on and do very well. So, of course, the Monks clearly know talent when they see it. Bringing one in now, though, his first match for the Monks, and there is so much weight behind it. We honestly don't know how this game is going to go now, because it's just what? So predictions just go right out of the wall, out of the wall. Yes, it's just literally going to ghost its way through a wall. That is it. Out the window is what I meant. But we have no idea how this is going to go. So let's just let the players get on the pitch, I think. Let them do the work. As we're going to be heading on over to Neo Tokyo, my favorite of all the arenas here in Rocket League. Praise be Bob and his ramen watching over us, as it is going to be the Monks in the blue and Swiss Monsters in the orange. We haven't found out the theme already today. It's the returners in the blue, and it's the returners looking good here with the first goal in 6 seconds.
It is the Bad Monk, and seemingly the Bad Monk has been imported from US, and his name is Squishy Muffins. Bad Monk all this time has been the best players on the side of Monks, really leading them both in attack and defense. And right now it's the attack that is shining. The key pro side during the season for Monks has been that solid team play. Oh, and also seemingly more goals than you can shake your stick at. Oh, the Bad Monk misses on that one. And right now, if they took this little break to even more hone out and grind out the Rocket League that right now seemingly it's working wonders for them, this is the best I have so far seen Monks throughout the whole duration of the season.
I'm still stuck on you saying shake his stick at. It's been so long since I've heard that line. I love it so much, you don't realize it. So, the first goal, maybe that was just a little bit of a fluke. Swiss Monsters, remember, the only Cynet team. They just cannot handle the Monks. It's a problem. Sad Monk receiving a great pass here from Parker, who's already set up too. Maybe this is the role he has brought him for.
Yeah, Monks, they are still looking strong. The way they're setting up their plays, even if the initial shot is not coming in, Parker, for the second time, setting up one of his Monk teammates. First it was Sad Monk, then Bad Monk. Bad Monk almost putting it way too high, but then positioning himself and making sure that the ball goes into the net off his car rather than out. The Monks are working strong in the offense, and then the defense, the rotations are there. They're carefully approaching this, and when the time comes to start the attack, they're also there moving together and expecting each other to be in designated places rather than being haphazardly thrown all over the field.
My only problem so far with Parker Jam is that I just don't know how I'm going to staple a monk to his name. You know, Sabo Muffins became Muffin Monk. What do we do with Parker here, buddy?
I mean, Parker Monk, rolls off your tongue, I think. Park Monk also, although there's a little bit of more of a stop there. I think by the end of the series, especially if Monks win, then Parka will be sort of inducted into the Monk squad, and I think he will change his nickname. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, maybe chat can decide for us as well. Like, you know, guys, put your recommendations there in chat. I say we just wait it out, see how he plays, and we decide from that. The ball's going to linger up in the air, Parker. Onto it, just going straight from net, put the pressure on early. Bad Monk looking to do very similar things. Unfortunately, they had to go back into defense to boost. Sad Monk looking for Bad Monk. This is why we like the monks.
Well, I hope you are hungry for great goals, because monks are really serving up any old thing. That play in the air, on the ground, the passes are pristine. TheSwissMonster's defense is struggling sometimes to even play the ball in between themselves, while monks are just sliding in and say, oh, there's a goal, oh, there's another goal. We'll just be styling on you from this point on. Do not forget about the defense, and Parka is leading up the defensive charge. If there's such a thing as defensive charge, but he's leading that. He's that good of a player.
So Death Monk's gone back to the temple, and they have sent a replacement, which is doing work. Straight on pass. Bad Monk does get demoed for his work, and that's off the backboard. This is perfectly lined up, unfortunately just a little bit wide. Both players colliding in the air. Juju clearing out, looking for his teammate. Banana, one of the best names, of course, on the pitch. Not being able to get that away. Juju can. Will look to chase onto it. Nico Man does get the 50-50. Parker putting this into a very precarious spot, and unfortunately it's not good enough to get the ball away.
I'm really interested as to why Parker decided to. I think he expected someone to be right there already striking in the center. Otherwise, he had all the opportunities to send it on the other side of the net rather than put it straight back down, killing the ball essentially, and giving opportunity for TheSwissMonsters to come in, because Parker by that point already took himself out of the game.
Parker keeping this pressure going. Sad Monk able to pick up in the middle, and Parker will look to drop that in front of the net. In front of the net, how about in it?
I mean, I think we have concluded that that's the perfect place for a ball to be in, straight into the net, not in front of it. Parker, I thought his defense was a little bit weak, but his offense makes up for it. That's a drop and a half, as Monks get themselves the fourth one, and I think their stomp over the TheSwissMonsters has begun in a very, very convincing fashion. Really, right now, the Monks, this is even more, because why not? Let's put a fifth one in, as TheSwissMonsters just don't know what to do with himself. Shall we clear it? No, you can't clear it when Sad Monk has already set him up there in that position a minute ago, and he gets the ball sent down again.
Couldn't exactly see which of the players got in Nico's way, but essentially it was a double commit, that one, Jam. If you're the defender who's in net, you should be the one prioritized to get that ball when it's coming at the net, you know, to be able to get that big clearance away. Communication is breaking down for the TheSwissMonsters, as they are looking a little bit frazzled, aren't they? They're looking a little bit scared and nervous here.
Oh yes, every single time you see them with the ball, even in the defense, it just seems like they are completely lost right now. They are getting in each other's way. They're either it's angry silence currently in the voice chat, or it's just some passively aggressively yell, get it. Oh, 6-1 with 30 seconds to do. I think we might see a Brazil. Bacon? I mean, I would have expected one of our first teams today, the Silent Gaming or the Whipmasters, to do this to their challengers. I didn't expect Monks to all of a sudden be the best team, honestly, today.
We've got to remember, Monks came out of league play with 4 wins. 3 of those 4.
Yes.
There's Brazil.
Brazil. Our hearts were entertaining June. Because 4 goals from Bad Monk is just another day for him in the office. TheSwissMonsters, you have been stomped bamboozled, destroyed, wiped off the face of the earth. And it's only the first game. Imagine having to play 2 more at the very least. And really waking up and going to work for TheSwissMonsters, they would like to stay at home right now. And we're seeing an opportunity for an 8th one. No, TheSwissMonsters defense, there's nothing left of the TheSwissMonsters in game number 1. Comeback from this one, it's almost impossible. They really need to be strong, so strong mentally.
And we got to say, the momentum's got to carry in the Monsters' favor because they weren't able to figure out a way around the defense. We're seeing 2 players jump out of the lobby. Maybe they're going to ask for the server change. Of course, unfortunately, we can't see anything. Sabmonk's left as well. Nikaman's left. I think this pretty much all leads down to a server change. We haven't been told. So we're going to hold in here. Sabmonk's just rejoined. Turbinards, yeah, they're all coming back. So maybe a couple of card changes. But Jam, I think we finally realized what temple the monks attend. It is a temple of monster hunting, it seems. They played the game, they've enjoyed it. It's their side game to Rocket League, actually, Monster Hunter World. And let's just say, they seem to have been masters at it.
And really, it only took them, 2 weeks after the season has ended to just a quick crash course into slaying monsters. And it only happened to be that the monks were playing against Smiths. Could have been any other team. Could have been any of the other contenders that we've seen together. Could have been the bench players. Could have been the different esports, or indeed the top contender of them all, which was the what was it? It's a name that slightly throws me off. Denied Piranha, not Piranha.
We just say Piranhas, okay? They're Denied Piranhas. It's a lot nicer a team name, and I'm hoping they go change it. It's all basically, it was like a Mickey take name on the Pinch Coladas.
Oh, yes.
They got knocked down by them. So Pirina's another drink. That's what it's all about.
I see.
Yeah, so we're just calling them the Denied Piranhas because 1, piranhas are pretty cool. And 2, it's a lot easier to say. So we're still on Neo Tokyo. All players are in the lobby. So how about we enjoying the pitch and get playing some good old cardball? Just click join.
Not us bacon. Let's not do James Bot and click the wrong button.
Please, Daddy Jam, can I go on the pitch and play some Rocket League?
Oh. Later, after this is done, we can do a 1v1.
Ah, cool. I'm ready to saying that's just harsh to you, buddy.
I know. I've sort of walked into that one. Yeah. Oh well.
Hey, you learn from defeat, and that can be said to the 2 previous teams. And let's hope that the TheSwissMonsters have learned from their defeat. 7-1 is a big difference in scoreline. Do not want to be seeing 2 more of those lads double commit up on the wall. They're definitely still frazzled. They haven't gone away and fixed that meal because Oucho is all I can say to this one.
Yes, Oucho Marks, the 5th and less known brother of the Marks brothers, seemingly as the own goal, a really strong own goal, slides into TheSwissMonsters' net as they're struggling to clear the ball out. Again, TheSwissMonsters are not really quick at clearing the ball out of their own half. And really, it seems like there's a huge difference skill-wise in between 2 of those teams. And again, I didn't expect the TheSwissMonsters to be on the downside for that. I thought maybe the Monks. Surely ain't the Monks. It's the Monks who are currently leading all the charges, putting a shot after another shot. They're just getting better. Their attack is as strong as ever. But here's attempted a doozy dish, and even with demolition, with that Turbo Banana gets everything done but put the ball into the net.
But mixing it up though could just make that dish happen. You know, you just got to add a little bit of spice to it. And we can say that TheSwissMonsters are looking better coming into this game, can't we, Jam?
Well, at least it hasn't been a goal after a goal conceded with no end in sight. Yes, they're finally getting up on the attack. And they also need to rush back on the defense. As Spark is tried for another air delivery. He is the great pickup. You said it already, Bacon. Monks have an eye for talent, and Parka, well, that player might be as well playing next season for them. Although I don't think DeathMonk will be too happy about him being dropped.
Yeah, DeathMonk is definitely not going to be too happy about that because we've seen before that he is the one that is constantly getting replaced. I don't know if it's more just down to commitments or whatever, but Might not have a say in anything else any further. Banana downfield, looking for Nico Man, who unfortunately with no boost cannot redirect himself onto the ball. Parker just going to fly by on that one. Nothing hurt just yet. It's Sad Monk blocked out by Jujuju. Bad Monk able to keep onto it, but Parker here, he has got the mechanics that have been lacking to set up no hits like that, and of course his teammates super solid in their rotations to be able to follow through on this.
TheSwissMonster seemingly already have concluded that that ball would be going in no matter, and the initial shot from Parker wasn't properly saved at all, even with all TheSwissMonsters sitting in the net and looking at it. Not only need to look at it, you also need to challenge it. It just allows Monks to use all their 3 players in the end to put that ball into the net, but that initial setup was perfect. Deep pass from their own half straight into the attack, where another player from the Monks sets up Parker, who's already flying and who has all the skill to pull it off. Yes, shot was slightly off, but the fact that Monks then returned and finished the job with those 2 players one more time only shows how well they have honed their playstyle that has been so prominent in the league.
Oh, lucky there that Bad Monk just came back into the rotation. He was demoed. Opportunity for Parker, blocked on out, and that ball will be dropping down. Good interception for Parker, actually, to be able to put that off and create an opportunity. Jam, I was just thinking about that for one moment, actually. Back in the original, in the first game, Supersonic, Acrobatic, Rocket Powered Battle Cars, the ball changed dependent on the map. So, like, you know how every arena has like its own unique set, and every arena would also have its own unique ball to it. I'm a little bit sad about that now, thinking about it, but I'm not sad about this goal at all.
Well, I know a solution to one of those problems. If when a different ball for each different arena, you just say the 2 magic words, which are "Stay on it, please."
Yeah.
But for TheSwissMonsters, it's "Please stop no more." As Monks, again, it's Parka. Oh my God, it would have been a completely different, I think, day if it wasn't for Parka. His Grand Champion roots show. He gets himself in a right position. He exerts just enough patience to wait for opportunities to drop his way, and Sad Monk now feels a little bit of that Parka energy, tries to drop for himself. Okay, now this is the man himself. Drop down straight, powerful, control perfect. Monks 4-0, TheSwissMonsters as good as that.
Yep, Christmas has come early for the Monks. Good old Saint Nick has dropped them off a wonderful player in Parker. You could also say that transfer season it has come early as well, as they have snatched them up before anyone else. And I can say good snatching there, Monks, as this lad looks to have so much talent, brimming with it. So much, in fact, that he has just been brilliant on this roster. Defense really being pressured is Sad Monk. Just causing that threat, making sure that they can't just clear it out, otherwise it's going straight into him. Good clearance from Jujuju. Parker straight downfield. Bad Monk with the hit. I thought he had that nearly. He's nuts enough to do it, but nothing is hurting them at the moment because they're just exerting so much pressure onto this ball.
The game number 2 will be going into the Monks' favor. Nothing, absolutely nothing will stop that squad. Maybe 1 goal will trickle in. I think that's all that TheSwissMonsters will be able to muster as the attacks are just continued. Sad Monk for a second looks as he will take both the player and the ball. So he will just be content with disrupting the TheSwissMonsters rotation a little bit so they can't start an attack. While the scoreline hasn't been as crazy as the game number 1, no back-to-back Brazils, we'll have at least a 5-goal.
Last second goal.
And his last second goal. Sad Monk just get himself one more time on the backboard as a passing play. Bad Monk and Sad Monk, it might have looked as if we're too close to each other, but that little challenge won by Bad Monk, sending the ball straight to Sad Monk where he could just dribble it. Bacon, so far we had the challengers winning at least 1 game, and that was the game number 3. The next game that we'll be having, I didn't think this was going to happen in this series. It's TheSwissMonsters. They're TheSwissMonsters, and I'm pretty sure they've been feeling pretty good about themselves. Of course, also getting a great result, 2nd place in the round robin last week. But they didn't expect the Monks. Just like nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, nobody expected the Monks to suddenly be this good.
the chief weapons of the monks. Surprise, and well, they have done that today, and what a bigger surprise than bringing in Parker. We're going to keep bigging him up because this lad has just come onto the roster and it feels like he's at home. Like I said, they've had 2 weeks essentially since we last saw the monks, and they have been doing work in those 2 weeks. Earlier on in the league, when monks started turning around, and at the end of league play, if you remember, Jam said that monks, if they keep growing at the rate they have been, we could see them get to LAN of season 2. They weren't going to make LAN of season 1. You know, that's just ridiculous for them. But with Parker involved, my little expectation, my thought of potential, there is some glow to it. There is potential there, and we can see it happening, you know?
Yeah, it's absolutely what's happening on the field right now. Parka has joined a team that is almost too perfect for him. He, as a grand champion, of course, expects a certain style of play. He gets himself in the right position. But the good thing about monks, that every single time Parka gets into position, his team has already put the ball over there. Or when he sets up a ball, Bad Monk and Sad Monk know where they themselves need to be. As a result, it's goals galore already. 12 goals for monks in this series. I don't think their throw will be stopping anytime soon. Maybe we'll see 3 goals, but it'll still be the monks' control. Should be the monks' control, unless they do something silly like that with a little bit of bump in their own side. But immediately recovered, immediately with the ball, with the boost, starting an attack, a passing play, fantastic. If only it was just a little bit too hard. Sad Monk, too much mustard on the shot. Well, they're already showing that monks can turn their defensive mistake into a pretty good attack.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of mustard at all, Jam, actually. So can we have no mustard on these shots? Bit of ketchup, sure. Man,
no mustard.
Yeah, that's all right. But no mustard, please, guys.
Hold the mustard.
Keep that locked up, really. I don't want to see it. Oh.
That bad.
We got to remember, though, as well, the Challengers have won the 3rd game in both series so far. It could happen here. This is definitely the longest period without a goal in the series so far. But it's going to get ruined. Sad Monk dropping it perfectly at the 1 minute 30 mark.
And once again, the Swiss Monsters get themselves out of the defense just slightly. You see Nickman and Jujuju on the wall, challenge missed, and then Banana, either with a lack of boost or just with a lack of anticipation, doesn't even jump quickly to challenge that. And with 2 monks players pushing through the ball, Banana was always beaten that situation.
The problem with this Banana, and really with the defense of the Swiss Monsters, is that defense is always banana split. Like, it's just completely separated. They need to hold together. They need to be the full package. Keep things under wraps, because...
Speaking of banana splits. I'm hungry for some dessert, bacon, because that was perfect.
Sweet shot.
Yeah, it's just in the middle right there. And Swiss Monsters are over there, over here, but not in the center where the most important thing is happening. A shot in another opportunity. Oh, Sad Monk was going to set up for himself. Monks just split that defense perfectly. And it just shows the domination that they're currently having over the orange squad. Swiss Monsters are not so scary anymore. They are just child's play, seemingly, for monks.
Yep, the build up a little bit too slow there. Allowed defense to get back in line. Bad Monk. He's going to hop his way over. Can't get the scotch, though. Good clearance, good block out from Parker all the way downfield. Bad Monk not reading that well. And Banana will keep control. Trying to get that across the whip. Pull in an attacker. Hopefully the defenders can clear it away. They did clear it, but unfortunately the double commit didn't allow a follow through downfield. This is a good chance to Nico, but Parker beating him there. Again, Parker, a real fast asset to this team.
He is grand champion, and not just the grand champion name. No, he's a grand champion that can prove it on the field with how fast he plays, how skillfully he plays. And the Swiss Monsters are absolutely, utterly afraid of every single time Parker gets the ball. And of course, they can't just ignore the rest of the squad. Sad Monk and Bad Monk both contributing goals throughout the whole game. And of course, contributing all of those passes for Parka between each other. and just playing another pass. Look at that. They are striving with those. They know that this is not just the solo standard effort. No, this is a team play, a team game rather. And the Swiss Monsters are still sometimes guessing as to where the ball would go just because Monks are moving it around the field so perfectly.
Swiss Monsters are getting better though, we'll have to see. Oh, brilliant little attempt. They need to clean up. Well, their opponents will do it for them. The Nico man doing very, very nicely. Just get that pop, comes in. There's a risky move, but the rewards have been found.
Monks, for the first time ever, their attack gets a little bit confused themselves as they bunch themselves in the corner, and all the rebounds and bounces going not the way they expected. As a result, they can put the players in the right positions and can make that save. So close scoreline. The first time this close of a scoreline has been happening in the last minute of the game. Previously, the last minute where already has been speaking or talking about the Monks just swimming or sailing past their opposition. Right now, it's Swiss Monks getting ever so closer. Another great opportunity for them. This time, Monks hold strong. But the Swiss Monsters all of a sudden decide to leave their goal unattended. Bad Monk. Thief. Absolute and utter thief. Steals it from Juju. Ooh, well, he lost control.
Too much confidence in the build-up. You've always got, especially in freeze, to have a man covering the net. Route from ball to net has to continuously be covered. There's a risky move. I mean, if they were able to pull it off, they would probably got the equalizer jam. I will give them that, but they paid the price. Too risky for them there. And the Monks regain the 2-goal lead with 30 seconds remaining. They were looking for a 3-goal lead, which would have shut the game out. I mean, opportunity is still there, but the Monks now, I'm expecting to just go full out defense.
Well, right now, I think they're also feeling some of the opportunities in the attack as well. But as Sad Monk and Bad Monk set it up, Bad Monk with his back to the wall, or with his front even to the net. All the weird positions, but who cares? Monks finally defy the previous stat lines of the challenger, winning the third game. And while this has been a slightly closer than they would have wished, and seemingly it will take their opponents, the Swiss Monsters, another 5 games to come at the same level, and they just didn't have enough time. Monks, it's a completely different team. We had the regulation season Monks, and now we have the playoff promotion relegation Monks. And with a pack of Parka, this has been the Monk Supreme, Monk Double Plus. That's a team can definitely shake up the
New
whole
game
league
plus Monks.
come next season.
That's what I'm liking. That's where they've completed their first career, and now their second career, New Game Plus. They're going to look to really improve themselves. They will have harder opponents, though, as unfortunately, Jam, we're only going to be watching 3 matches on stream today because Helvets have forfeited. They weren't able to field a roster today, and that means they drop out of TCS League. Denied Purina. Yeah, they're definitely the Piranha. They're the Piranhas to me, buddy. They get an automatic victory. I mean, I was expecting them to come out with the win, but this just confirms it, and it feels like a bit of a sour victory to me, but they have worked it. They got through to this spot, so they did have to earn that top seed. Remember, this is also one of the reasons why always putting in that effort, coming out on top, does help, because Helvets have had to take a fair few forfeits throughout the first season. I think they had to drop 2 series during league play throughout the 14 weeks because they couldn't field a roster. So, Denied Piranha, they have been granted the opportunity essentially to come back, and they will be making it through to season 2 of the TCS eSports League, joining the Monks, with Masters, and of course, the first team from today, Silent Gaming. They're going to be back. But guys, remember, LAN finals next weekend. The top 4 from season 1 going through to LAN single elimination bracket is going to be Lausanne, Servette Geneva, Team Sir, the Swiss Incredible Rebels, and Arctic Gaming. They're going to be at LAN next weekend. Myself and Switchblade Jay are going to be there. Come along to E-Paradise in Zurich. There's going to be like a viewer spectator event, which me and Jay and a lot of the crew will come down to afterwards, of course. But as well as being LAN, they're coming back for season 2. Jam, we're done and dusted with well, near enough done and dusted with season one. We're done and dusted with Challenger Cups of season one. What were your thoughts today? Because for me, instantly out of the bat, um, Monks have stepped it up. Like, I feel sorry for Swiss Monsters in a lot of sense because they just got the naff end of the stick. Monks were nuts today. But looking at bench players and different esports next season, I think if they just keep grinding away, they could be serious contenders.
Yeah, well, Monster, finally someone's feeling sad and sorry for the monsters. Nobody does. Everyone just swishes and swashes at the monsters, kills them, burns them. So finally, Bacon feels sorry for the monsters, but it has, well, there's a reason why that should be happening. Yes, denied esports, no, I'm combining denied Piranha and different esports. Different esports, bench players, and the Swiss Monsters, they showed why they got to this stage. They had to beat other teams in all those Challenger Cups. And of course, they had to play each other and prove that amongst the best, they also were good enough to challenge the existing teams. But they will have another couple of months to make sure that they work hard, just like the TCS eSports League teams that are sticking together for a long time and getting themselves in a position when they are so familiar with each other. I'm hoping that Monsters, different esports, and bench players also stick together just for that very same factor. Not just a team that comes in and plays together a couple of times for fun. No, someone who really wants to grind it out and stick together. But that will be all next season. Unfortunately, really, the Monks, the way that I've played today, they have been, they left me wanting for more. So most likely, right after this broadcast, I'll just go and play some Rocket League. I just want more of the action.
Yep, I definitely want to go play some more Rocket League, so how about me and you party up, dude? But from us here on TCS, we have to bring it to a close next Sunday. My lovely, beautiful assistant in the background, Raffle Aspartum, can you please put the times in chat for everyone now watching along? All 100 of you, make sure to tune in next Sunday for the live LAN finals. The 4 teams getting flown out to Zurich, or, you know, driven out if you're there a little bit closer. However, they'll make their way to Zurich. I'm just saying flown because you got to think of the likes of, say, Hello, who's French, coming out, of course, to Switzerland to play in Zurich for the live studio finals. It is going to be absolutely nuts. 3 p.m. Zurich time next Sunday. That is the confirmation. I'm just so excited, Jam, for that. It's going to be absolutely nuts. The 4 best teams in Switzerland going up against each other. And then, of course, they'll have to go up in late January against the 4 qualified teams today, which, again, if you have only just tuned in, sorry you missed the Helvets game. But it is going to be Silent Gaming with Masters, Monks, and Denied Piranha coming through in late January in Season 2. The teams that lost today, sorry, it's what it is, but you have to go back to the Challenger Cups. It's going to be 6 run-in between late January and I would imagine about April, May time. And then, of course, maybe even a bit later than that, to be honest. It's a 4-month period. So it'd be January, February, March, April. Yep, around about May. And then we'll be back, of course, with Season 3 sometime in late summer. But from us here at TCS, from myself and Jar Jam beside me, we bid you a warm rest of your weekend. Go enjoy yourself, go play some Rocket League, and we'll see you next Sunday.